going on, guys and girls? Folks, Schultz and Spots like Raijin will throw on the mic, and today I thought I'd try something a little different. Like today I'm starting this new series, Let's Type, where I'm just gonna set myself a time and go, just like that. There's no planning involved. I'm just opening the document and I'm going from there. These will be post commentary for the sole purpose of me falling silent when I type. You won't hear anything from me other than the few like praises or curse words I'll say in between paragraphs to myself. And unless you like the sound of keys being pressed repeatedly, then I'll just keep doing it post commentary. But what I'm really trying to do with this is show like, okay, yeah, there's more than the obvious talking about it with my thoughts on series. Like, if obviously you have to put the words into action. You have to actually start typing at some point. So what I'm trying to achieve with this series is that I'm going to put myself in the same position that many new typers and story writers feel. The position of, well, I have no idea what to type. It's not as difficult as having to plan it. Most of the time, when I get an idea, or even before then, I'll just open a blank document and start typing. Because it's better to get something on the page before you even know where it is, if you understand that. So that's what this series is going to be. I have no idea how I'm going to possibly commentate, because in this first one, I set myself half an hour and I'd done a page in 25 minutes, and I felt like I accomplished what I wanted, so I stopped. But in this one, I done 2 introductory paragraphs, so paragraphs you used to start a story, and then I done 1 very, very short description of someone crying, just to round it off nicely at the end, without like tipping over 1 page because of a few words. So yeah, that's what this is gonna be. I'm completely, like, I started this thing on a whim. I'm completely oblivious as to like if I'm going to commentate throughout the whole thing. I think I might just chime in after the end of every few lines, just to like really tell you where I was trying to go with this. So yeah, if you enjoy this, like, leave some feedback or whatever. This won't get in the way of my thoughts on series. That will still be a thing by itself. But what I'm really looking for with this is to just show like physical evidence of, well, stories. Because I'm going to leave these Let's Type series, I'm going to leave these documents solely for this Let's Type series. I'm not going to do any work on them apart from when I'm recording. And yeah, so that's got for you guys today. I think I'll just leave some music in the background. Raijin out. So, as you can see from the first 5 lines, I was like, this character, this is in first person. The character he's going towards the front door, he's really nervous and fearful, really. And he expressed how like this isn't the first time he's come to this door before. He's been here many times before, but this time is different from the rest. And like, he's concerned with all these thoughts running through his head. He isn't even sure if he wants to ring the doorbell or not. But he knows he has to be here, and like, he knows this day's been coming for some time. So now we're just going, yep, he's mustering up the courage to ring the doorbell. He's done that, and like, after that first 5 lines, I already knew exactly what this whole thing was going to be. In fact, I already had the first 1,000 to 2,000 words just in my head after it, because I finally grasped an idea of what I was going to do with it. And that's something that happens more frequently than people like realize. If you plan it, yeah, it'll flow very smoothly. But if you start typing and see where your words take you, see where your imagination takes you, you'll find that after about 5 lines, you already know where the rest of the situation's going, and then all you have to do is type it out, maybe rewrite a few things. So after I done that, I started to like really pick up the pace. I started to notice everything I was doing here. So like, he's thinking about the silence, waiting for the person to answer the door, and like he broke for a second. Like he lost all confidence because he was like, here's where I kind of give it away. Like I give away the situation right here. Like I clue you in. And say, look, okay, he's lost all his confidence and courage because he started to think about what happens if he hears the word no instead of yes. And I think about the situation previously established. He's going towards the front door of a house that he's been to many times before, so he knows someone within this household. But this time different, and he's talking about he wants to hear the answer yes, and he's just concerned about what happens if he hears no. So he's going to ask them a question. He's going to ask the person he knows very well a question. So like you can start to see where I'm going with it. There's a few speculations you can make from there, and the one that I was like the end game I was going for here was, well, he's going to confess his feelings for a friend he's known for a long time. And look, now you see he's just like, he's really self-conscious about it. He's starting to get like his nervousness is coming out. Like look, he's talking about gazing behind him, seeing the quiet street before me, and like, he's concerned about people seeing him in this state. So you can tell he's not nervous that often, because now he's completely self-conscious when he is nervous. So you can see that like now he's just like he's daydreaming for a brief moment while staring out to the street. And then could you guess what happens? Of course. Now I was gonna have like, okay, front door swung open, and I was thinking right now, like I was brainstorming, I was thinking like, okay, what am I gonna do with this? Like, what's gonna happen from here? And like, I was so engrossed. This is also a thing that happens like with me, and I think everyone experienced this. As you can see there, until the door on front of me swung open, I didn't even notice the error I made. It was meant to be in front of me. I and O are so close together, I don't even know why. But yeah, I left like that mistake, I didn't even notice it. Like, I didn't mean to leave it there, but I was so engrossed in what I was doing that I didn't see it, because it didn't give me the didn't give me a line underneath. So because Microsoft Word, it didn't deem it grammatically incorrect. So I didn't notice it, because when I quickly look up and down when I'm typing, I only see like the words. I don't see the individual letters. So on in my mind was replaced with in, as it was meant to be typed. So yeah, there's something that I'm only seeing now really, and it just goes to show how lost in the words you can get when you're typing. Like I wasn't present when I was typing this. I was just going. My mind was off. I was already imagining. I was imagining what this would look like, and I'm just describing like what he's experienced when he's turned around so quickly. He almost caught whiplash. He's described, and commanded attention by the general of his lack of concentration. So you just like the imagery and just how you describe things. So yeah, like this was the first introduction I was doing. I was like, yeah, I was really feeling it. That isn't a reference to Shulk. I've just realized what I said there. Yeah, but I was liking where it was going with it, and I was like, you know what, let me cap it there just to start the next one before I go on a full-blown story about it. I've done 5 dots and then another paragraph break. That's my symbol for when I'm going on to type about something else, but I'm keeping it in one document, just so whoever reads it never gets, like, they never feel that disconnect. So I put the 5 dots there, and then I put another paragraph. So now I was like, okay, finish that one, jump straight into the next one. Like, don't even hesitate. And I stopped for a few seconds just to really think about what I was gonna do with it. Yeah, and then you see I start typing, and like, I brought my hand to my face, come around, and I was like, wait a minute, it's right there. It was right there. When I finished that, I was thinking, wait, no. I don't know why I thought that. I just did. I just felt that wasn't right. So I deleted all of that, went back to the first letter, and that's something that you have to be like aware of. You might have to retype things. You will have to retype things multiple times even. And I was like, okay, I've got the situation. Like while I was deleting those words, I formed the whole situation. I'm like, yeah. And I was thinking, this is what I was gonna do, and I was gonna throw you through a loop right now, because like, you've got to. I'm just gonna leave you for a few seconds to read this and see where it's going. So obviously, this character's in a relationship with a woman, and like he's talking about hearing the words "I love you," and it voids his mind of any problems that he had on them at the time. And like, so obviously, like, they're in love, and like hearing the words that he's just describing how it makes him feel right now. And I was like, okay, into a state of, how do I do this? How do I do this? How do I go about this? So I went with unending bliss. And there's pretty much anything you can do. It's just, as long as it flows well and it like suits the character, because every character has their own inner voice and their outer voice. You have to make sure that you're tailoring their word choice to who they are. And now I went with, yeah, okay, their reality being torn down, but to reveal the most spectacular dream. And I was picturing that as I typed it, and I really liked that sentence. So, right there, but not this time. And I saw the bliss error and I changed that. And the reason why there's a grammatical error under the short sentence is because it's like a very short sentence. So Microsoft Word doesn't deem it correct, but it's for dramatic effect. But not this time. Like, what's changed? Like, what's happened? This is the loop I was talking about. So now I went with a metaphor, because metaphors are really powerful. Like, metaphors are one of the first things you'll learn in English when writing. And because of that, people underestimate how powerful they can really be. It's all about how well you do it. So I was talking about, okay, it bore a spear deep into my heart and had the after effect of twisting it. And I was going to go with breaking the blade off, like lodging it in my chest, but I was thinking, no, that's too much. So I went just twisting it to confirm my imminent death. And now I'm just going to go into the reason for this, like just to reveal it in case, because the reader, it's all about how's the reader going to think and feel when they read every word. And then it's there. The reason was simple. It wasn't addressed to me. This is powerful. In fact, now I'm thinking about it, I might even have to use a few of these sentences in upcoming projects or my current story, because sometimes when you type or you're writing, you get that one line or that paragraph and you're thinking, this is insane, I need this, I need to use this in an actual thing. So now I'm just going to give you more clarity on the situation he's experiencing. So he's seeing his lover with, like, the person he loves, who always told him that he loves her, that she loves him, and he's seeing her now saying it, and he heard her say it to this other man in a suit while she's got stars in her eyes, and he's smiling back and like brushing her cheek with his hand, and then like moving his hand around to bring her in for a kiss. And you're imagining right now, like, okay, what's going through this character, because this isn't something that should be happening. So I went straight with that, like, this shouldn't be happening. I was considering whether or not to go for another short sentence, or to do what I've done here and go for a why is this happening. I question the disbelief, and I chose disbelief over the short sentence because I've already used one of those. I don't use another one too soon, otherwise it lessens the effect. And then I was thinking, yeah, and then, well, I deciding against going for the question. I was like, okay, I can do both. I can go for a short sentence and the question. I didn't do too many short sentences, so I felt that I didn't lose the effect too much. I definitely know it didn't hit as heavy as the first one, like the but not this time. But I had the, okay, why is this happening? Where am I? How did I get in? Like, you're starting to panic. And then I was like, italics. I could have just wrote, why is she there with him? But the italics, the emphasis on him. So, like, he knows this guy. He knows this guy that she's with. And, like, now he's going, she chose me. Meaning, so, like, there's already, I'm already establishing a history and a past to the current situation instead of just being in the present. Like, I'm already hinting at something that's gone on in the past, because he knows this man. So maybe so does his lover. Maybe she knows this man too. And now he's going, yeah, like, once again, she chose me, damn it. So why does she? And I was like, yeah, stare into his eyes. No, because I was gonna say stare into his eyes with those eyes. So why does she stare up at him with eyes that belong to me? Like he's really, like, distraught and upset right now. And I was thinking, like, this is some, you might be thinking, why is it an introductory paragraph? Because right now this seems like something that you see in the middle of a paragraph, maybe, or maybe the start of a chapter, but not start of a story, because then there's too much in the air. Unless you can bring it down, there's no problem with. If you can bring it down, then I have no problem with throwing things up in the air. But look, now I'm starting to hint at why this is an introductory paragraph. The two slowly begin drifting further and further away from me. Now, here's just the fact: people don't drift, like, just without moving. So, like, you're starting to realize now that, like, leaving me here alone wherever here is. So now I've hinted at, and if you haven't figured it out, he's dreaming. But now you're hinting at the question, okay, why is he dreaming? Like, what? Not why is he dreaming, but why is he having this dream in particular? And yeah, it's like, it's the loop that you throw people through. You have to be very careful when you're handling the creation of a scenario, because depending on how you want to go with it, because, like, I went for like, I've had one twist on the but not this time, because he's talking about something so happy, and then there. And I think a semi-twist would be, like, it wasn't addressed to me. That is like a throwing them through a loop. And then the third twist is now realizing, yeah, he's dreaming. Like, this wasn't even real. This was just something he was experiencing all in his head. And look, I highlighted the word stream. Yeah, this was because I was thinking, yeah, in today's world, a lot of stories, when they talk about crying, look, I highlighted the whole phrase there. Like, people are very weird with the words they choose. Like, they choose really basic, or they choose the same word. So cascaded is something I see so often, and it's almost frustrating, because I'm thinking, just word choice, gentlemen, just choose different words. There's loads of words you could use for tears going down someone's face. Tears going down someone's face being one of those. But I was like, okay, he felt tears stream down his face and enter his mouth as he prepared to shout. And then I started a new paragraph here, but I'm still part of the same thing, because once again, there isn't the 5 dots there. So it's like, new paragraph, because now he's awake. So I've done the break there from the dream to reality by a paragraph. And the name Christina, you know, just a quick name, don't want to spend too much time on it. Even though names are something you should take time with this thing I just picked a random name out of a hat. It's not a name I'm using in my current story, so I was fine with it. Yeah, beads of sweat lining my face. I didn't need to go into too much detail with that, it's just, like, basics. And I was like, I was dreaming, and I was considering like, okay, yeah, I was dreaming about it again. And like, it's the, not I was dreaming about it again, it's that I was dreaming about it again. So he's like, he's really frustrated with this. So let's go through all the emotions, because I've really displayed a lot of emotions from his words, just from the first paragraph leading into this one. So there's the inference of happiness from the first thing, there's the but not this time, the sudden turn, the anger, the sadness, the distraught, then like more anger when the she chose me, and it started from the she's there with him. And then there's the hopelessness, the desperation with the come back, I'm sorry, whatever happened, I can do better. And then, like now, there's the confusion. There's the this doesn't make any sense. And now he's like what I said just now, this doesn't make any sense. And he's going, I'm here with her next to me. She loves me. She belongs to me. I was gonna go with she belongs to me, but then I was thinking, no, she loves me. She belongs to me. I like that more. And it's all about just deleting a few words each time, just to really change it, and you find the better ones after. So why do I keep picturing her with him every time I close my eyes? As you can see here, I put the 5 dots. I was like, okay, I'm done with that. Introduction to the story done. And I made the mistake once again. I didn't do the exclamation point question mark, because that is a question. So why do I keep picturing her with him every time I close my eyes? But I wanted to I put the exclamation mark first and forgot completely about the question. Once again, I was too engrossed in the typing. So that is something that I will need to get better at. Even though I do edit my works, still it's better to get it done first time. So you spend minimal time editing and more time rewriting or redoing a few words. Now this is just going to be the final thing that I'm doing, the very short description as I described earlier of someone crying. So I'm just going, okay, there's no need to go into detail about why why I can describe this person crying. I'm just going to get to the person crying very quickly and end it swiftly. But if you read it carefully, there's already a few things you can take from it. There's already a few denotations that it gives off. The one I was thinking of was he's breaking up with her, and that's why he's standing for her without doing anything while she's crying. But yeah, I went with she began to cry endlessly. She plastered her hands to her face. Not like she put her hands to her, she plastered them. And she put them right up against her and held them there as if they were stuck there, in an attempt to stop the physical representation of her emotions flooding out, i.e. the tears. But to no avail. And I was talking about her emotions as well, because she's in deep sadness, and I was like, alright. And I was like, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. And I was gonna continue, and I was like, wait, no. I saw the page break and I disliked it immediately. So I was like, yeah, in fact I can end it there. And that's the first Let's Type done. I was really pleased with how I done it. I just went through here, started skim reading it, and I highlighted the 5 dots here, just to emphasize, yeah, this is where I've got the 5 dots to separate the situations, they're completely unrelated. And in the future ones, there will be some some continuity with them. I'm not sure when, but this is where it all begins, guys. Chapter 1 in your journey starts with the first word, try. And I've just added this part in here at the end, try. You'd be surprised where it leads you. And then I done a little mistake there and then corrected it. And I was like, yeah, I'll just put a smiley in there. Raijin,